I've just written a book called Civil Wars, a very short introduction by Oxford University Press, and it examines the onset, fighting, and termination of civil wars. It traces the whole gambit of civil wars through time, over millennia actually. I go all the way back in time to the Mesopotamian period, but then I go all the way up to contemporary, talking about Yemen, Afghanistan, Sudan. We had a period through the 1990s where there was a lot of settlement of civil wars. The liberal order, you could argue, was taking hold. People talked about this peace dividend as a result of the end of the Cold War, but that seems to have dissipated again. Developed countries are not immune to this. So one of the countries that makes me nervous is the United States. Yes, we're a developed country, we have a constitution, but we also have a highly factionalized elite. We also have ethnic and racial polarization. Levels of income inequality have been increasing, and you start seeing rhetoric, but the other side is tagged as enemies of the state. Fortunately, sometimes that action leads to large-scale political violence. Let us not forget, the United States has had a prior civil war. As I teach a class in civil wars here at the Fletcher School, I talk about all these different factors, and I tell them, if you learn nothing else in this class, understand that the biggest indicator is a prior civil war. Civil war in the United States would not look like the Civil War of the 19th century, right, where you had the South and the North. I think what it would be is sort of reminiscent of the times of troubles in Ireland, where you have pockets of militia trying to hook up and line up. And this is what happened on January 6th. I do think about, the ability of human societies to slip and to decivilize so fast. We do not want to underestimate that. This is what happened in Syria. Syria, another developed country, and it was basically pummeled, right, to rubble. Same thing in Chechnya. Grozny was an advanced city in the 1990s. Another one is former Yugoslavia. Again, a very highly developed country. You nevertheless will see those countries slip into civil wars. I have been studying civil wars for about 30 years, and what got me interested in studying it was nationalism. This very, very powerful idea about people willing to sacrifice themselves and not get anything for it. They're trying to protect the nation and the values of the nation, the language, the land, the homeland. It's an extraordinary idea, and it's a beautiful idea, except that sometimes it turns violent.